Welcome to Discovery Tour by Assassin's Creed, Ancient Egypt.
Bye, Sharif. I have no idea. I'm making a face though because I just got an email that's gonna irritate me. Well, it did irritate me. Oh, I am not Bayek. One second though, cause I just got an email where I'm just like, that's not what I was invited to do. So I'm making sure that I'm not about to be an asshole. So bear with me. Because I'm about to be that person. Pretty sure that I was invited to moderate the panel. Okay, let me not, because I'm about to be that person. Jade, welcome Raiders, how are you? Welcome, welcome, how are you? How is everyone? How's everybody doing? Jade, oh, thank you for the raid. Can I get a shout out for Jade Silk, please? How are you? Oh, never mind, you were on it. All right, so we're gonna go tour Alexandria.
Welcome to Alexandria, planning of the city. Alexander's plan to build his great city began with a verse from Homer's Odyssey. There is, in front of Egypt, in the sea with many swells, an island called Pharos. Guided by these clues, Alexander the Great founded his future city at the western end of the Nile Delta.
Making a face because,
Though Alexander considered this location ideal for his great city, it presented considerable challenges. Too difficult to access during storms, the surrounding swamps threatened disease, and the limestone soil prevented the growth of healthy crops. However, due to the influence of his mentor Aristotle, Alexander the Great recognized that the true value was its strategic emplacement. Alexander knew that in controlling Pelusium to the east, Memphis to the south, and his crowning glory Alexandria to the west, he would create a triangular stronghold, allowing him to control the entire delta while giving him access to the Mediterranean.
Oh, there's more.
The Great Walls of Alexandria had a humble beginning. Lacking chalk to outline the future city's foundations, architects were forced to use flour instead. Clouds of migrating birds swept down and ate the flour, erasing the plans. This prompted Alexander to seek guidance from the oracles, who reassured him that his future city was destined to feed a large population.
Well, this is not the regular game, Fraggle. This is the history mode.
Excavations led by Mahmud Bey el-Falaki in the 19th century revealed that the wall enclosure measured approximately 5.2 kilometers in length and 2.2 kilometers in width. It was roughly 9 meters in height.
Okay, this is weird. Never mind. I can't find the email I'm looking for, so never mind.
These formidable ancient walls would resist a number of attacks, including fending off the king of Syria in 169 BCE. It wasn't until 295 CE that they eventually fell to Roman Emperor Diocletian, and this only after 8 months of relentless assault.
Whoa. Okay.
Wow. Tukestin jotalmisuethis. Otisamme Elias.
Alexandria's principal architect, Dinocrates, chose a Hippodamian grid plan. The grid maximized functionality, with wide, straight roads and canals running beneath them. Alexander recognized the military value of the city's design. The wide, parallel streets gave him optimal surveillance of the city, while allowing the unobstructed flow of troops.
Hey, Rob Brown and Dismuke, thank you for following. I'm just chilling, running around in Rome.
Whoa.
A central corridor ran from the Mediterranean's north port down to Lake Mareotis to the south. This thoroughfare acted as an unobstructed link for commercial trade and travel between the two ports. Many of the streets were bordered with grand buildings and parks, including Canopic Street, with its impressive gate bordering the eastern end.
I'm not talking a lot because I don't want to talk over the,
A central corridor ran from the Mediterranean's north port down to Lake Mareotis to the south. This thoroughfare acted as an unobstructed link for commercial trade and travel between the two ports. Many of the streets were bordered with grand buildings and parks, including Canopic Street, with its impressive gate bordering the eastern end. Alexandria was most likely built upon an already existing Egyptian village. Upon its completion, the Egyptians reviled the city, refusing to call it by its founder's name. Instead, they called it Raked, the building, as a mark of disdain, which was later Hellenized into Rakotis. Despite this, the name Alexandria would remain.
You can now explore ancient Egypt at your own pace, or select options to choose a new tour by opening the pause menu. Alright, so where do we want to go? So do we want to see Egypt, the pyramids? Because I'm not going to do the whole tour today. Hey Vivi, thanks for the host. Let's see more of Alexandria, daily life, Romans, friends, Romans, countrymen. I'm very happy. Okay, pyramids it is. The origin of the pyramid, step pyramid complex of Djoser, Sneferu's pyramid, bent pyramid of Dashur, red pyramid of Dashur. There's a lot of pyramids. And J.A. is a historian. What happened? I missed something. No, we did not get a choice, Simwife, unfortunately. I'm interested in Khufu's. Okay, so... I'm confused. Oh, I can be different characters. I could be Bayek. I could be Caesar. I could be Cleopatra. William Miles. I could be Ptolemy. I could be Camus. Shaddai, which Shaddai would freak me out a little bit because for those that don't know, there is child death in the game, and that would freak me out. I like it just as actor. Egyptian woman, Egyptian nobleman, Roman soldier, Greek man, Greek noble, Ptolemaic soldier, Bayek with Egyptian Haji, Egyptian Urchu, Egyptian Narak. I don't know what that means. Bayek is Persian commander. Oh, what? No, I did not, Fraggle. I admitted defeat. Okay, I think I like this. So how do I basically... Oh, I have to travel a map. Okay. This is so confusing. Another day. Roman military. Okay, I want to go... Okay, I've done Alexandria. Nakhet Nome, Egypt. Okay, number of stations. Alright, so here we go. This is how we get to the various places. Natron. Red Pyramid of Dashur. The Bent Pyramid of Dashur. It's really in-depth. They've been working on this for a very long time. Sneferi's First Pyramid. Evolution of pottery in ancient Egypt. Okay, so I'm a big nerd. This may take over me finishing the DLC. Temples and priests. The city of Memphis. Artisans. Mummies. Let's see what mummies are up to. Oh, thanks, Steph, for the resub. 6 months. Awesome. Thank you so much. Can I get love and hype in the chat, please, for Steph's resub? There is a there is a hype command, actually. Thank you so much, Steph. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm moderately annoyed. Because I worked on a deck, and if I didn't think I was moderating, I wouldn't have made a deck. Because I don't really... Because I don't need to bother with the deck if I'm not the one moderating. I'm not going to do that. Because we haven't heard from you since that first email. So I just made a face. How about no? Y'all are high-fiving. What are y'all high-fiving about? Hey, Belle, how are you?
You can use a mount to cover long distances quickly.
Okay. Thanks, narration. That's not my mount. Do we have a resub? Did I miss it? How are you, Belle?
Whoa.
Mummies of Ancient Egypt, number of stations. Start tour. Right? I'm like, that's not my...
Welcome to Mummies of Ancient Egypt.
Oh, interesting. We have different narrator.
The mummification process used by ancient Egyptians was highly ceremonial in nature. The different types of mummification took into account the social level and richness of the deceased and even included animals. The most expensive was that reserved for the pharaoh and the royal family, as well as some of the wealthiest members of the court.
This is amazing. So this is not going to be a very talky stream. I even turned off the camera so we can focus on this. I also need to check in my flight for tomorrow.
The first step was cleaning. Once bodies arrived at the mummification site, they were placed on inclined tables while the bodily fluids drained away. They were then cleansed by priests until they were deemed ready for the purification process.
Wow. Huh. Hey Darius,
The
how are
purification
you?
of the body began with a libation from sacred water. The priest then fumigated the body with terebinth resin. After the ritual cleansing, priests used oils, spices, and all kinds of essences to further purify the body of the deceased. Finally, all body hair was meticulously removed.
I did not know that. I didn't know they removed all the body hair when you were going to be mummified. Canopic jars. I'm taking a lot of photos, by the way.
Once the body was properly purified, embalmers removed the organs, following very specific procedures. First, the brain was extracted by inserting a spoon through the nostril to break the ethmoid bone. Then, using a spatula, the pieces of the brain were removed as thoroughly as possible. What matter remained was extracted after a process of liquefaction, achieved through the use of a caustic liquid. The cranial box, once emptied, was rinsed and disinfected with palm wine, and then stuffed with strips of linen cloth and liquefied resin.
Well, that was something to learn. I have to call American. I don't have TSA pre-check on my boarding pass.
After taking care of the
I have to
brain,
call American.
embalmers made an incision on the left flank and carefully set aside the viscera. The inside of the body was also rinsed with palm wine. Then the embalmers filled the belly with pure myrrh, cinnamon, and other perfumes, and sewed it shut. The removed viscera were washed in palm wine and packed in crushed herbs before being placed in canopic jars.
Ew. Well now, hopefully no one's eating.
Canopic jars were placed close to the sarcophagus or kept in a chest nearby. At first, the viscera were wrapped in tissue and placed in the vases. As the ritual requirements became more elaborate,
someone else booked this
ointments,
flight.
spices, and even water and natron were added to the process.
Yeah, TSA pre-check. I've had it for a while now. Hey, Asa Queen. But it was not added to this boarding pass. I'm doing a thing on Wednesday that the Thursday. No, you can show up with your ID, but TSA pre-check means you get to go in the express line, basically, Big Wired. So I don't have to take my shoes off, don't have to take out my laptop.
Towards the middle of the New Kingdom, canopic jars assumed the appearance of the 4 sons of Horus. They were known as the protectors of the viscera. These protectors had their own guardians, each a goddess of the dead. Imseti, the the human-headed god protected the liver and was protected by the goddess Iset. Happy, the baboon-headed god, protected the lungs and was protected by the goddess Nephthys. Dumut-F, the jackal-headed god, protected the stomach and was protected by the goddess Neith. And finally, Kebesenuef, the falcon-headed god, protected the intestines and was protected by the goddess Selket.
Isn't it? And so if anyone ever gets to meet me and there's a good museum in your city, I'll be like, just drop me off at the museum and come get me around dinner time. Because I can literally stay in museums all day.
Natron is a naturally occurring mineral found in evaporite. These sedimentary rocks are made up of mineral salts and were generally mined from lake beds in Egypt.
This is also really reinforcing my want to go to Egypt at least once before I die.
Embalmers used natron as a desiccant to dry the flesh and stop the corpse's putrefaction process. Once the body was cleansed and eviscerated, the deceased was covered in natron for about 40 days.
Bunny steak.
Once desiccated, the body was prepared to be wrapped in strips of linen.
Oh, that's a little more detail than I wanted. I've not been to Toronto Bunny Steak. I do want to go. What happened to tourism in Egypt, Coyote? Oh, there's a little check mark to show that you already went there. I mean, granted, Babayak is Egyptian. This would not be news to him. Yeah, this took a while, Big Wired.
Once the body was fully desiccated by the natron treatment, embalmers oiled, painted, and sometimes even added hair extensions or a wig. They often used a henna-based antiseptic preparation to give the body a more colorful and lively appearance while preparing it to resist molds and fungi.
Sorry, I'm also being kind of an ass. Via email. Oh, you were in the Louvre? Nice. I have never been to the Louvre. I've not been to France at all.
Next came the phase which gave mummies their most well-known appearance.
Yep.
The wrapping. Originally, each part of the body was wrapped separately. Men had their arms crossed on their chests, while women had the right arm folded over their breasts and the left arm stretched along the body. However, techniques evolved over time. Eventually, the body as a whole was wrapped with limbs alongside the body, and increasingly sophisticated and different techniques of weaving flax bands were developed.
Huh. We have a lot of mummies here in Museum of Science and Industry.
In addition to the jewelry and amulets arranged on the skin of the deceased, amulets were also carefully inserted into the weaving of the linen strips. Each amulet was linked to a myth, or to an ideological belief related to rebirth.
Nice. They need more incense, though.
Masks were an important part of a mummy's finery.
Come back and visit.
Early wooden funeral coverings were very expensive, however, and soon replaced by masks created through a technique known as cartonnage. Masks fashioned with this method were created by laying several layers of linen or papyrus pulp on a base made of mud or straw. Cartonnage was used for more than funerary masks. Ornaments and the animal coffins of the late period were also made in such a fashion.
Look, I just kind of know. Yes, photo mode still works. When I was in New York, I went to the Met, and they have a very large. They actually have part of an Egyptian
during the
tomb there.
22nd dynasty. The mummies were placed on a board inside a rigid envelope of cartonnage, which was laced at the back with a string. Extremely cost-effective and visually pleasing, this technique was very popular through all layers of the society.
Huh. Mummy of Packery with cartonnage envelope, late period photo, Grand Palais Musée de Louvre, Le Freche. I can't pronounce that. Interesting. And now for the photo portion of the tour. Exactly. I feel like this is part of what they have in the Met. You can actually walk through it.
Cartonnage envelopes were usually covered with inscriptions and polychrome decorations, specifying the names and titles of the deceased, scenes depicting daily life, or decorations specific to the funerary world. This was a true gift for Egyptologists eager to study the funerary rites of the ancient Egyptians.
And so Anne Lemay, who formerly of BioWare, worked on this extensively, and I let her know we were streaming it because Anne is one of my favorite people in the world. She wrote Drac.
Once the mummy was properly wrapped and adorned, the embalmers proceeded with the ceremony of the opening of the mouth. A vital step of the funerary process, this ceremony was meant to bring back to life the deceased themselves, or an object representing the deceased.
No. I adore Feminist Frequency. I am not listening to the episode about Black Panther. Anne is amazing. I told her I'd be on for a while because I don't think I'm gonna finish this anytime soon. And I know I took the camera off, but A, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm also making faces because some of the stuff still creeps me out a little bit because I still have weird feelings about death. But it's Egypt!
There were no less than 75 different stages for the opening
bye, Jade.
of
Thank
the
you so
mouth.
much for bringing your community, and please
It
give Jade
required
a
the
follow.
application of the
She's
same
amazing.
oils, ointments,
Thank you
spices, and
so
perfumes used
much.
during the mummification process. Makeup was sometimes
I
part
will.
of the process as well.
She's on her way home. She said she'll try to pop in when she gets home. I don't think she has that far to go. And I'm gonna replay this one because I totally talked over it. Oh God, opening the mouth, no.
There were no less than 75 different stages for the opening of the mouth. It required the application of the same oils, ointments, spices, and perfumes used during the mummification process. Makeup was sometimes part of the process as well.
I can't imagine trying to open the mouth of a mummy. Just my brain just goes, mm-mm.
The last stage of this long ritual was the act of touching the mouth with the adze to symbolically allow the breath of life to infuse an inert body. Its performance was reserved for a very specific set of people: priests who wore the mask of the god Anubis, a close relative of the family, or by the heir to the throne.
Tour completed. Mummies of Ancient Egypt. Yay. Alright, let's go check out more pyramids, because I'm a big nerd. And let's be real, if anyone ever let me go to Egypt, if I somehow was able to go, I would spend literally all day there. There's a lot to choose from, so if there's a pyramid, if anyone wants to look up kind of what you can view in discovery mode, and there's something you really, really want to see, because I have a feeling someone will have to remind me to stop, to eat food, and to go do other stuff, because I will play this all day if you let me, like me going to an actual museum. This is dangerous. Inside Djoser's Step Pyramid, number stations 10. Region Saqqara, Rome. Learn about Djoser's Step Pyramid and Imhotep's influence on the evolution of the pyramidal architecture. Estimated time, 6 minutes. Right? Hydration Bot was a mid bastard.
Welcome to
it.
Inside Djoser's Step Pyramid.
Why would I want to equip anything in here? Like, huh. Divine Imhotep.
The architect of the Step Pyramid, Imhotep, was a man of
Yeah.
great importance to Pharaoh Djoser and ancient Egyptians in general. The base of a statue of Djoser, discovered in 1926, celebrates Imhotep as a carpenter, sculptor, stonemaker, and chief of the seers. Little is known of Imhotep's day-to-day life. While he is credited for writing medical texts, it is for his role of architect that he is most famously known.
Okay, I thought it was not going to narrate it, so I started talking. It's like, sure. Oh, I should probably host myself at iNeedverse Games. Oh, I am hosting myself. Okay. Never mind. I didn't realize I was hosting myself, so never mind. Goodbye, Imhotep. Oh, it's dark. Oh, it shows where I've been. Okay. Oh, there's a timeline. That's useful. So BCE, before Common Era, and CE. Was it always before Common Era? Thanks for the host, Bell. Okay. Torch. Yes, I would like a torch, please. 'Cause it's dark. Thank you, game.
From the design of the pyramid to the elements within the complex itself, Imhotep set out to create something that would immortalize his king. An architectural achievement, the Step Pyramid was made from stone blocks instead of mud brick. It was the first time Egyptians built a monument of that height. Imhotep explicitly intended for the stone to reflect natural materials. The funerary complex of Djoser remained famous throughout the centuries and millennia, and its great architect, Imhotep, was deified by ancient Egyptians during the late period.
Wow, I've not kept up on the... I might be a little excited about this, just a little bit. Hey, Minty, thank you for the follow. I don't know, actually, Beardy. I'm not sure who Ubi got to narrate this. But it is my I'm so freaking excited because I'm such a big nerd for this stuff. You'll have no idea. Like, you could totally leave me, it didn't, like, dissipate this time. In-game, when you walk up on spider webs, they just kind of, they actually burn away.
In addition to the central subterranean palace built for Djoser, 11 wells were dug. Each went to a depth of 33 meters and connected with a horizontal gallery extending for about 20 meters. The first 5 galleries were intended for members of the royal family.
Huh. Wait, I missed something about mammoths. Although, I am claustrophobic, so I don't know if I would actually enjoy going in a pyramid if they would let me. Actually, Southern Belle, I got you because Humble Bundle is having a sale on everything Ubisoft. So hold on, let me get you that link. Because I have no shame. Wow, I can't type. And I misspelled Ubisoft in my own email. So 75% off, and it helps me and Able Gamers. So there is your link. And I will throw a tweet out later.
2 passages lead underground
Bye,
and branch
Beardy.
off in 3 directions to
hanging
various magazine galleries. This vast underground space accommodated sections for storage and ceremonial offerings. One of the tunnels, starting on the east side of the pyramid, contained 40,000 stone vessels, many of them belonging to the king's ancestors.
Because in my partner dashboard, it will tell me. Yeah, let me just vault with his lip. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Pardon me. I got turned around. I got turned around looking for something, excuse me. It actually doesn't show in my partner dashboard. Hold on. It is through Monday the 26th. That is how long the sale is going for. You're welcome. Sorry, I got excited and got turned around in the cave. And Simwife will be glad that there are no snakes.
The burial chamber of Djoser is located at the bottom of a 28-meter deep central shaft. According to Egyptologist Jean-Philippe Laure, the chamber was originally made from polished blocks of limestone, while its ceiling was decorated in 5-pointed stars. At some point, however, the limestone blocks were replaced entirely by pink granite blocks, leaving behind only fragments of limestone blocks decorated with stars.
This is dangerous. 1 second.
At the foot of the chamber are many tunnels going in all directions. This maze of tunnels, galleries, and chambers stretches over 5 kilometers. There are a number of dead ends and false doors. They may have been intended for the afterlife, rather than to fool thieves.
Interesting. Oh my god. Friggin'. I really, really hate that. Twitter resizes stuff weirdly. Hey Minnie, how are you? Good. We are enjoying Assassin's Creed New Discovery Mode.
Unlike the Great Pyramid of Giza or Menkaure, the Pyramid of Djoser does not have any extra openings dug out by thieves. There was no need for them. Because of the easy access into the tunnels and along the corridors, thieves had little trouble clearing out the temples once inside. It is unknown when the mummy of Djoser was stolen. All that remained was a left foot, found by French Egyptologist Jean-Philippe Lauer in 1934. This architect, who devoted his whole life to meticulously exploring the complex, believed it belonged to Djoser.
Wow. That's intriguing. Shoe socks.
The Pharaoh's apartments, also known as the Blue Chambers, are decorated with blue-green tiles meant to imitate the reed matting that covered the walls and windows of his palace. The stone is carefully curved and painted to look like the rolled mats of open doorways and curtains.
I didn't know that. See, you learn something new every single day. Huh.
The Pharaoh's apartments, also known as the Blue Chambers, are decorated with blue-green tiles meant to imitate the reed matting that covered the walls and windows of his palace. The stone is carefully curved and painted to look like the rolled mats of open doorways and curtains.
Interesting. I really didn't know that. See, this is so dangerous.
There are 2 long rooms running side by side along a north-south axis. The south room has false doors separated by stone panels, while the north room is a corridor which allows access to side chambers. Nearby chambers originally housed the pharaoh's treasures.
Hold that thought. Alright, I will get you a link. And also will not be to a friggin' tabloid. You okay, Socks? It's basically a discovery mode, so you can basically learn about Egypt. You can literally just wander around. There's no combat. You pick who you want to be. Really, why is there Snick? Why Snick? Why? Excuse you, Snick. Rude.
The door frames are made of fine limestone and carved with the king's name. As in the south tomb, reliefs are carved into the doorways. These reliefs show the king performing rituals and visiting divine sanctuaries for all eternity. Their interiors are fictive additions made by
Right,
the
Faye?
team to add to the wonders of the tomb. It is clear from the elaborate detail and scale of the complex that this funerary monument was a technological marvel of its time.
True. Tour completed. This is so wild to me that... Ugh. I wonder why there's... The other reason I probably could just wander around in a fucking tomb. Bugs. Let's see, Scumfang. Let us get out of here, though.
If you have some time, check out Alexandria. It's one of the greatest cities in antiquity.
It's where I went first. So it defaults to Aya when you start the discovery mode. But you do get a choice. So you pick different versions of Bayek, only one version of Aya. But there are different tours, yes. There was a tour about the salt they use for embalming. Photo mode still works. So it could be like visiting a museum. Here's Bayek visiting this ancient tomb. So here's the map. I've completed that. That is the step pyramid of Djoser. More pyramidy things over here. I don't know if there's not a blue icon if there's a guided tour to it. Jean-Pierre Houdin's theories. Learn about Jean-Pierre Houdin's theories on ancient Egyptian construction techniques and the Great Pyramid. The secrets of the Great Pyramid. Yes, please. Because I will probably never ever get to go to Giza in person, so let's do that. There's a lot, Scumfang. Wow, that is a really good shot of Senu and Bayek. I don't know if there are exact tours about wildlife, but let's find out. Wow. I can't do photo mode here. The Secrets of the Great Pyramid, number stations 15, region Giza. Understand the structure of the Great Pyramid, estimated time 9 minutes.
Welcome to Secrets of the Great Pyramid. Built around 2550 BCE, the Great Pyramid of Giza is considered one of the most iconic structures of Egypt. It is the biggest of the pyramids and the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world still standing. The numbers associated to the Great Pyramid of Giza are impressive. A workforce of over 20,000 people, 6 million tons of stone, and 20 years of construction. It was a massive undertaking for a pharaoh's tomb.
Wow, I did not know any of that. Oh, thanks, Base. Yeah, it was eligible last week. I just had to kind of figure out the best way to handle it because multiple people stream on the channel, so Alright, be safe, Socks. We'll be here because I get to play in a museum, basically, and... Yes, Socks, I will get water. I will tour the Great Pyramid, and then I will have water. Be safe.
The construction of the Great Pyramid was also a display of power and opulence on the part of Khufu. It is part of the pharaoh's vast funerary complex, which also includes 2 temples, 3 satellite pyramids, a causeway, and a builder's necropolis. We can guess that the intent behind the construction of these monuments was Khufu's way of declaring himself one of the most powerful pharaohs to rule a unified Egypt.
Wow. Oh, Mike's a little warm. Let me get him inside.
New insights into engineering and ancient Egyptian culture are still being revealed over 4,500 years later. For example, a recently unearthed papyrus offers a glimpse into the life of a tradesman at the time of the pyramid's construction. Also, a logbook belonging to a team leader during the building gives details on the craftsmen, their work schedules, and the raw materials required.
What do you think? What do you mean, Coyote?
It is interesting to note that by Cleopatra's time, the pyramid's celestial purpose, its construction, and the function of its mysterious inner chambers was already unclear. Today, it is only through dedicated research that we have begun to grasp some of the Great Pyramid's mysteries.
Oh, thanks for the follow, Kitty.
The Egyptians had polished their design for centuries by the time work on the Great Pyramid began. Intended as a tomb for Khufu, the Great Pyramid's structural design has been considered to be nearly perfect by engineers and historians ever since.
Oh, I see. I would really love to see the Great Pyramids.
Precisely oriented north-south to the 4 cardinal points of a compass, the length of each side of the Great Pyramid at its base was 230 meters, and its original height was 147 meters. The pyramid is a mere 0.05% error away from being a perfect square.
I wonder what they mean by original. Huh. Has the pyramid shrunk or been part of it knocked off?
In order to achieve the shape of a true pyramid, the design required many considerations in the planning phases as well as precision during execution. It was especially critical that they control the angle of inclination on all sides at every stage of construction.
Sorry, people keep emailing us about emotes.
Materials for the Great Pyramid consisted of quarried limestone blocks, weighing between 2 to 15 tons each. The methods of moving these blocks into place is still debated by architects and Egyptologists. The precision of its design in an age with only soft metal tools, as well as the enormous scale of its construction, make the Great Pyramid one of the most impressive feats of human engineering.
Oh, okay.
It's estimated that it took between 600,000 and 2 million blocks of stone to build the Great Pyramid. Experts calculate it would have required men to move 12 blocks every hour around the clock for 20 years to place the 2.3 million stones the monument is made of.
Huh. Interesting. Yes, Genki. I'm learning. What do you want?
While the interior
that's why they had
chambers
slaves
were
do it,
built with
Coyote.
red granite from Aswan, most of the pyramid was made from local limestone, weighing between 2 to 15 tons per block. There is debate on how the pyramid stones were moved into place. Recent research is exploring the idea that it was built around a large interior ramp.
I mean, most of these constructions that we consider marvels now was built by slave labor. Also, the White House.
The recently discovered logbook confirms that the high-quality limestone of the outer casing was brought by boat across the Nile from a quarry in Tura. Once complete, the smooth white polished stone of the Great Pyramid would have reflected the sunlight like a beacon, earning it the name the Horizon of Khufu.
Really? I thought it was slave labor, at least for the Great Pyramid, if not the other ones. Huh.
Over the centuries, thieves and travelers attempted to access the Great Pyramid numerous times. Ancient writings describe details of its interior, proof that some made their way within, though who gained entrance first and when is unknown.
If you survive working on the pyramid, I'm guessing. I'm wondering if this is how you'll get around not being able to go in the pyramid.
The main entrance of the Great Pyramid is located 17 meters above ground level. It faces north, likely in order to align with the North Star. Though the entrance passageway had been discovered in antiquity, any further access into the Great Pyramid was stopped by massive vertical slabs of rock. As such, present-day visitors to the pyramid must use the robber's entrance.
Interesting. Not sure, Guy. I am not a historian, which is why I'm doing the discovery mode, because I don't know a lot about history. It was my worst subject in school. And Romans, I don't think we're fully occupying at the point in which these were built, but I could be wrong. Ooh, wrong way, bike, wrong way.
The Robber's Entrance is reported to have been opened in the 9th century by Caliph al-Mamun. In search of treasure, the Caliph had his men dig their way inside the Great Pyramid. The most likely scenario is that they enlarged a corridor which had been created by tomb robbers during antiquity. As such, this is how the team can justify access to this wonder.
Park hack. I mean, I would really love to go visit the Great Pyramid, but I'm also terribly claustrophobic.
Attempts to gain entry to the Great Pyramid and uncover its potential secrets continued throughout the centuries. In the 19th century, the belief that another entry existed at the south side resulted in a hole being blasted into the pyramid's side, with no results for the damage that was done. While the search is still ongoing today to uncover more hidden rooms and passageways, conservation is the primary concern of all such efforts.
Huh. And that is your tour of the Great Pyramid. Alright, so more pyramids. Or do you want to check out cities? So basically anywhere there's a blue icon, we can go check out. There's Siwa, where the game starts, where Bayek is from. Ancient Egyptian medicine. There's only 3 stations, but interesting. Osiris, the first mummy. And hieroglyphs. Okay, let's see if there's any... Actually, let me Google and see if there's a listing of what we can look at. I checked in for my flight, American Airlines. Leave me alone. Oh, good, and there is my info for my event on Thursday. I was getting slightly worried. Yeah, I will not be streaming Thursday or Saturday because, I'm going to do a thing that is actually embargoed until March, so unfortunately I cannot tell you about it until until March 9th, at least. So hold on. Locations in Assassins. Create Origins. Discovery mode. Let's see. Does it tell you where you can go? And there's also New Game Plus if you have played this and finished the game. Yes, I know your site uses cookies. Let's see. But here is more information on it. I'm trying to see if there's just a list. That's true. Let's check that out. Tours. Ah, you're smart, J.A. So there's daily life. So we did mummies, importance of mummies, amulets and rituals, building ancient Egypt, agriculture and seasons. There's animals. We get your animals. Scumfang, let's go talk to the animals. So where are we going? We're going to Fayum. Anna, hello. Where's Fayum? Roman aqueducts. I don't know if I'll stream the whole thing because there's a lot. Like, all of these blue sections are all parts that you can do. Shit, where's Fayum? Can I? Oh, God. I'll be on for a while, Anna, but I am going to take a break and then do some creative because I will not be streaming Thursday or Saturday. Saturday, I will be in transit all friggin' day because the university I'm speaking at is 2 hours from Seattle Airport. So I've got to get up at, oh Jesus, early for a 2-hour ride. Oh, thanks for the host, Craigums. To the airport and then a 4.5-hour flight home. Okay, there's Fayum. Okay, oil in ancient Egypt. Where is your... Rediscovering Egypt. Because you wanted animals. And so I'm trying to give you animals. Building ancient Egypt, workers in transport, pyramids in the Middle Kingdom. Oh, good luck. No, come back. I'm very smart. I didn't even catch that I could fast travel directly there. But there's only 4 stations. Wow, I'm so smart. I did not notice that I could travel directly. That's smart. Okay. Thursday, March 22nd. Oh, GDC, why are you doing this? Sorry, GDC sent my schedule, and I think I have a conflict. Thanks, GDC. Actually, no. Wait, hold on. No, I technically don't have a conflict. Because here's your schedule. Tell us if you have a conflict today. Hey, K-Dig, how are you? Can I get a shout out for K-Dig, please? So, Scumfang, here are animals. Domesticated animals of ancient Egypt. Number of stations 4. Region Fayum. Learn about various domesticated animals of ancient Egypt. Estimated time 3 minutes.
Welcome to Domesticated Animals.
Busy as all get out. I
Egypt.
travel tomorrow. Cats! Okay. I can't pet the cat though.
That's fair.
That's a giant bull.
Agriculture and domesticated livestock were introduced 6,000 years ago. Archaeologists have found traces of cattle, donkeys, pigs, and dogs.
Are you
Dromedary are
working
thought to
for
have been
Lyft tomorrow?
introduced during the Persian invasion.
By chance? I'm still not decided on getting to the airport. No, you can normally base, just not in educational mode, it looks like.
Pets were deeply cherished in ancient
I don't do
Egypt.
Uber.
Many illustrations of children often include a pet in the depiction.
Cat. Yeah, you can actually. I actually have a video clip of Bayek petting a cat on my YouTube. Yeah, I don't mess with Uber no more.
One of ancient Egypt's most iconic animals, the cat, wasn't adopted into their daily life until the Middle Kingdom. Since they were so highly capable of killing snakes and rodents, cats were present throughout every period. However, they only became pets sometime during the Middle Kingdom. Prince Thutmose, son of Amenhotep III, had his cat Tamu laid to rest in its own sarcophagi.
Sorry, bear. Thanks for the raid, Atreyu. How are you? Welcome. Can I get some love in the chat? And thanks for the host, Admire Plague. How are you? Welcome, everybody. I almost wrote host. Wow. Welcome, everybody. How are you, Admire Plague? Yeah, the bot has no chill. Sorry, guys. Y'all, I will turn the camera on since we have company again. I'm loving it. Yeah, my bot has no chill. I haven't really turned stuff down since I was on front page a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I turned the camera on since everyone showed up. Hi, everyone. Oh, and can I get a shout out for Admired Plague too? Because Admired hosted right after Atreyu. Yeah. And can I get a shout out for Bear as well? Because Bear streams. I'm loving Assassin's Creed. This is the new Discovery mode.
The earliest reference to dogs dates back to 5000 BCE. They were popular pets, as they helped hunters and protected herds. They were closely linked to Anubis, the jackal-headed god. Baboons, monkeys, and even falcons were tamed as pets. Each was mummified and buried with as much ceremony as any family member.
Doggies! So, if you are someone who likes museums, this will probably appeal to you. Oh no! Bear. Bear's very sweet and adorable. So there's animals. So for anyone in the chat who's played Assassin's Creed Origins, or is thinking about it, they launched a new mode today called Discovery Mode, where you basically learn about ancient Egypt. So you can learn about temples and priests, workers in transport, agriculture, animals, medicine, leather and linen. This is dangerous because I am that big nerd that could literally just stay in a museum literally all day. Egyptian household. Hey, beer. Beer and bread and wine. That is my jam. Let's learn about some beer and bread. Because I'm all about some spirits. Those are cute emotes, Jacko. Who are they from? Alright, bye, JA. Thank you so much for hanging out. Was Josh hogging the bath? You're so welcome, Scumfang. I mean, I have a soft spot for animals, so... that is the Jackbox emote, right? Brian, are you home already? Beer and bread. Number stations 10. Region Sapi Res Nome. Learn about the production steps of brewing beer and bread making and the importance in ancient Egyptians' lives. Estimated time, 6 minutes. Jackbox is actually, in
Welcome
the city I live in.
Bread and beer.
Beer.
While the Mesopotamians invented
just
beer,
like the Jackbox.
including using a straw to avoid the sediments and herbs,
Actually,
ancient Egyptians perfected the brewing method. Egyptian beer's quality was determined by alcohol strength, color, and flavor.
Oh.
During the Pharaonic era, beer was the most commonly used and important alcoholic beverage. The state and temples used it, along with bread, as payment to workers, and it was included on the lists of food offerings to the gods and the deceased.
Beer. I really want beer, but I'm going out of town tomorrow, and guess who hasn't packed? Because that's normally not like me. I ain't packed. I ain't printed a thing out, because I literally just got my like itinerary while I was streaming. Oh, that's a neat mug. Oh, cool. The importance of beer, yes. Brian, do you have this for Xbox or PC? I forget.
Beer was the popular drink of ceremonies and festivals.
Oh, thanks,
The
Pixie.
Festival of Drunkenness was even dedicated to it.
Hypoo.
Considered to be quite nutritional, beer was also significant in the day-to-day lives of ancient Egyptians. Egyptian adults and children consumed beer with all of their meals, and medical texts include hundreds of remedies that contain beer.
Hearts.
It remained the most popular alcoholic beverage until the Roman era.
Alright, so I finally have my schedule, at least the things I'm supposed to be on for the Game Developers Conference. So I now at least know that much. Hold on, I was looking for... What was I looking for? Beer's nutritional. It is nutritional. I mean, Guinness is a meal unto itself. Beer was the popular drink of ceremonies and festivals. The Festival of Drunkenness was even dedicated to it. Considered to be quite nutritional, beer was also significant in the day-to-day lives of ancient Egyptians. Egyptian adults and children consume beer with all of their meals, and medical texts include hundreds of remedies that contain beer. It remained the most popular alcoholic beverage until the Roman era. I mean, beer was also probably safer to drink than water in most places, until they learned about filtration.
Recipes for beer varied over time and depended on the quality of the materials. Bakers and brewers typically worked alongside one another at the same workshop or house. Many families often produced the quantity appropriate to their own consumption, with better quality beers produced for festivals and other special occasions. The most basic recipe used malted cereal as the main ingredient. Fruits such as dates were added along with honey and spices.
Oh dear. I have a question. Sorry, I'm missing a vital piece of information for the thing I'm doing.
Shisa Chirichra Ajayit Testamentu Nechewarawet Abish Amanacht.
This mode will keep me entertained forever. No, you can be. There are you can laugh, you can have fun.
Once baked,
just I don't like the
crumbled into the brew to start the fermentation process. Adding grain enzymes would break down the starches, turning them into sugar and creating a thick mash.
Mash. Oh my god, those are the most extra ass shoes ever. Yeah, it's not that you all can't have fun in the channel. That's not ever true. I would like a beer, but I have no beer. I'm sad now.
Once ready, the bread and grain mixture was compressed and then strained through a sieve with water into the mix of malt beer. Once fermented, the beer mash was transferred to large containers and again compressed by foot or with pestles.
Ooh. Wait, is it pestles or pestles? Because I've never heard pestle in my life. Beer filtering. Wow, that must have been some really grainy beer back in the day. I would like some beer. Beer.
Once smooth, the beer was stored in pottery jars and sealed with a clay stopper. It probably couldn't be kept for long and likely had a thick, pasty appearance and texture. Very little was wasted. Leftover grains were reused to make sourdough bread or combined with the next batch of beer.
You can't type today. Alright, bye, Scumfang. You're so welcome. I kind of want to order dinner.
While there are many ancient accounts for making bread, most of the knowledge known about ancient Egyptian brewing comes from an account by the alchemist Zosimus over 300 years after Cleopatra's reign. More recently, Dr. Delwyn Samuel, an archaeobotanist, has proposed alternate antique techniques to brew beer. However, experts are unable to replicate an authentic beer since not all of the techniques and ingredients used by ancient Egyptians are known yet.
Huh. Interesting. So I wonder if injera bread, for those that have had Ethiopian food, is similar to what they would have made.
Food was prepared on the floor until the Middle Kingdom, when cooking benches were introduced. The introduction of durum wheat improved bread quality, meaning that the upper and middle classes ate better. The poor, however, still made do with a diet consisting of a gruel made of vegetables, softened bread, or barley.
That's disgusting. Apparently all of the photos are from the Louvre. Could be. I don't know how it's spelled. Beer and bread. Except it's a living museum, sorta kinda.
Dough was kneaded by hand or foot, and when sufficiently blended, additional items were added, such as fruits, nuts, honey, and spices. To leaven the bread, they added sourdough or leaven from beer brewing. Ovens were circular or beehive-shaped and made with clay or brick. If there was no oven at all, a bread maker used the hot sand to bake flatbread, a technique still in use by some Berbers today.
Huh, interesting. Well, how is it my fault?
Ancient Egyptians always had to fight off the omnipresent sand particles that were blown towards them. Despite their best efforts, sand regularly made its way into their food. Additionally, particles from the grain-grinding stone tools and ovens they used also contributed to attrition and prematurely worn teeth. The team tried to portray this through toothache animations and commoners sweeping sand off.
Oh, huh. That's kind of fascinating. Tour complete. Beer and bread. Aw, Brian. Alright, so... See, because I'm the nerd that can go to the friggin' museum and never ever leave. Okay, so... Do we want to learn about Romans next? Or Egypt? Or more pyramids? I don't know why Alexandria has its own. We can learn about Cleopatra, the Siege of Alexandria, Introduction to Alexandria, which should come first. A commercial hub, a city of celebration, education in Alexandria, the Great Library of Alexandria, the Pantheon? We could do an introduction to Alexandria, which seems like it should be first, but okay. It's not. Dang. Alright, thank you, Big Wide, for hanging out. Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna stop soon, take a break, but I am gonna come back and do creative, because I want to work on Bull some more. Because, as you can see, I've not touched Bull since the last stream. And I just realized my green screen is kind of moved. I think the cat ran into it. Because it was fine when I started the stream.
3 things are necessary when exploring Egypt.
Genki must have run
Water,
into the green
a good
screen or
camera,
something.
And an omnipresent voice coming from nowhere.
That's interesting. I didn't notice, and I kept thinking I was just seeing something weird. But then I noticed that I could see my my gaming shelf behind me. It's Alexandria. I didn't notice. I just kept seeing, like, I can see it barely in the corner of my eye.
Introduction to Alexandria.
Like, I've got the Elgato green screen. And I just barely notice it.
After conquering Egypt in 331 BCE, Alexander the Great decided to build a new city, which, as per his habit, he named after himself. After his death, Alexandria quickly became the capital city of the Ptolemaic Kingdom, and the most important city of the Greek world.
I think he must have run into it or rubbed up against it or something, because it was fine when I started the stream. Yeah, Kaylin. I mean, I'm a big nerd about it too, so I'm really excited for this.
The city was built between the Mediterranean Sea and Lake Mareotis, which resulted in Alexandria becoming a crucial cultural hub and trading center.
I was like, I was missing something. Something really important.
Ήτι του οίκου σου.
Oh my god, I hate people.
Οφθαλμούς σου κατέχεις. Ήτι του οίκου σου.
Sorry, I was making a face at me. Sorry, y'all. So how is everyone? How are you doing? Hey, Violet. How is everyone today? Thanks everyone who brought their folks over to hang out.
Sumptuous buildings could be seen wherever one turned their gaze. The royal palaces, the many temples, the gymnasium, lush public gardens, and large avenues.
But I have not packed. I still have to call American Airlines. I should eat. I'm the worst today. Yes, the new Discovery mode came out for Assassin's Creed Origins.
Όποτε διδάσκεσαι σε Λάγνη, είπα πρώην και εχθές. Θηρίου, εδώ και μου παραγγείλεσαι.
Oh no.
With its incomparable beauty and advantageous geographic location, Alexandria attracted foreigners, intellectuals, and traders. One of the most cosmopolitan cities of the ancient world, Alexandria supplanted even Athens as the most important Greek city in history.
Hey, Shubs, how are you? I didn't know you had a Twitch account too. Can I get a shout out for I am Shubzilla? Or if you want me to share your Mixer. Aw, thank you. Do you stream here or mostly Mixer? If you stream mostly Mixer, share. Let me know and I'll share that link.
Prized by Roman architects. While Roman design previously favored the use of a single monument, Egyptian obelisks tended to come in pairs and were generally located at the entrance of temples. Several ancient Egyptian obelisks are still in existence today.
Your Mixer's just Shubzilla,
though
right?
Many are spread out across the world in locations such as Paris, Rome, New York, and London. All of this shows that Alexandria was significantly influenced by the rich past
I think
of
Restream.io will do it. Yeah, Shubs is really awesome. Hopefully I get to see you next week. I'll be in town for Emerald City Comic Con. And I've only got one panel. One! I am so excited I only have one panel. I get to actually see people. Yeah, Restream.io, I think it lets you stream like to multiple platforms at once. Unfortunately, I can't use it because I'm a partner, so I have to stream just on Twitch.
Alexandria had several main streets. Its most famous artery was the Canopic Way. It was lined with sumptuous buildings, houses, and temples, and was roughly 8 kilometers in length. This street was one of the most important shipping entrances to Alexandria.
Yeah, it's part of the contract,
and often hosted
unfortunately.
processions and festivals.
Shubs is also a great musician. Yeah, affiliates are totally fine. It's more for partners. You have the exclusivity. Because I know a lot of affiliates do use Restream and stream to multiple platforms. Because some people prefer Mixer. You are. You're out here with all your sick-ass beats. Can someone do permit for I Am Shubzilla if you want to share your music link as well? Yes,
The width
all
of the
the
street,
links.
30 meters, was abnormally large even by Greek standards. This is likely because the Canopic Way was made in a short span of time and based on an urban plan, as opposed to being slowly built over time, as was usual for the era.
Is your Bandcamp what you prefer? Okay, that is your Bandcamp. Dag nabbit.
Ο Διαμελίας, ούγαρε λαύλη γεγνώσκης, την άμαξαν δι του αποφέρει.
Yes. I'm so excited. Are you coming to Universal Fan Con or no? Because if I can, I want to resubmit. Hey, we like dogs. We just learned about dogs in ancient Egypt. Awesome.
The Canopic Way originated in the
Because
western
Samus
cemeteries,
and Mega
skirted
Ran
the
are there
gymnasium,
too, and I think
then
that would be
exited the
awesome
city
if you all were
to
together.
head east through massive doorways towards Canopus. This structure was known as the Canopic Door.
That'd be awesome. And that is Alexandria, at least for now.
Όποτε διδάσκεσαι Λάμνη, μη πω πρώην και εχθές.
Oh yeah, awesome. Yeah, I got to see Mega Ran when he was here, and I don't think I'll see them again until FanCon, unless no, I'm paneling with Mega Ran at PAX East. I don't know if you're coming to PAX East. All right, Cleo. Let's talk about Cleo. That'd be awesome. Aw, boo. Have you played this at all, Shub? See, it's gonna mess me around. And I just wanna, I'm just gonna like wanna, oop, that's too far back. Like bike out here, being all fine on the Nile. Oh, that would be so kick-ass. Okay, keep in mind, I am playing on a PlayStation 4 and streaming through a capture card. This is not the PC version. My PC could probably run it. I don't know how well it would play it, though. If you decide to buy it within the next week, I do have a partner link for Humble Bundle. They've got a sale right now. So this is a new mode, though, Shubzilla. So this is
Don't forget,
learning about
you can still
Egypt.
use Welcome to Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt.
Yeah, yeah. So this is, there's no combat. You literally just walk around. It's like being in a museum. So me and photo mode are OTP, and I probably should see how much room I have left on the hard drive. I've got plugged into the PS4.
Cleopatra VII Theophilopator ascended the throne in 51 BCE at the age of 18. Though her early attempts to maintain power were often challenged, she eventually prevailed and became the sole ruler of Egypt.
That's an idea, Brian.
According to Plutarch, she was the only Ptolemaic pharaoh to speak the Egyptian language. Her intelligence, coupled with a good education and a great political mind, allowed her to make the alliances necessary to maintain the independence of Egypt while Rome was becoming a Mediterranean empire.
Actually, Brian, I'm gonna do that. So yeah, and these are things from the Louvre, it looks like. So we're gonna do that. So you get to be different characters. The game itself, you play as Bayek of Siwa, and in some parts you play as his wife. And because Brian put the idea in my head, I'm gonna do it. So I am learning about Cleo as Cleo. And photo mode basically has taken all of my hard drive space on this thing. Although, I don't know much about Cleo during the Ptolemaic era.
It is important to understand that Cleopatra's knowledge of Egyptian language and keen understanding of the culture allowed her to make powerful ideological reference that resonated with ancient Egyptians. By associating herself with the goddess Isis, the Divine Mother, Great of Magic, and repository of divine essence, Cleopatra firmly established herself as the protector of the two lands and legitimized her place on the throne.
Microsoft Encarta. I would laugh so hard if that's who they got. So when I was playing the game, not this mode, I forget who it was, but somebody was really unhappy with Cleopatra because she's portrayed as very hedonistic. She's like, because she even offers Bayek a night with her, but you know, the idea is you're gonna die if you do take her up on this, on that moment. But I posted screenshots on Tumblr, and somebody that follows me was really not feeling this Cleo. J.A. has gone to sleep, but J.A. is one of the people who knows a lot about history, way more than I do. Interesting. The statue has clamshells over the nipples. I wonder if that's always there, or if it's only for this mode. Oh, she's giving somebody major side eye. I just noticed it, because I'm pretty sure in the regular game, things are not covered up like that.
Upon his death in 51 BCE, Ptolemy XII Aulus bequeathed his kingdom to his daughter and eldest son, Cleopatra VII and Ptolemy XIII. As was custom, the siblings were married. The new pharaoh was 10 years old, his sister wife 17. The early years of their reign were not easy. Between 50 and 48 BCE, droughts and floods aggravated Egypt's problems. General Achilles and the royal advisor Pothinos kept intervening in the young ruler's political decisions, and eventually colluded to turn Ptolemy XIII against Cleopatra. By 48 BCE, Cleopatra was in exile.
Damn, Cleo. This is from the National Museum of Antiquities in Leiden. Hey, Sarkai. How are you? Yes, Hatshepsut. I am playing the Discovery mode in Assassin's Creed Origins.
During Cleopatra's exile, the Roman Empire was not without its own internal conflict. Caesar and Pompey were at war with one another, and after his defeat in 48 BCE, Pompey fled to Alexandria in the hope of finding refuge. This turned out to be an unwise decision. Listening to his advisors, Ptolemy XIII elected to have Pompey assassinated, his head kept as a gift, in the hopes of acquiring Caesar's favor. This gambit backfired. Instead of earning approval, the murder of a Roman greatly angered Caesar.
Whoops. Bye, Steph. Sleep well. You're so welcome. Well, that didn't work out like you planned, did it? Dude, you are... Hold on. This dude's, like, asleep. Oh, bye. I'm just looking at this dude like, why are you asleep on the ground? Sir. Is he dead? Yes, Hatshepsut. I don't know if we'll run across Hatshepsut, but, Coyote was talking about it. Oops, pardon you.
Huh?
Huh? Yourself. I'm Cleopatra, motherfucker. Move.
Cleopatra, aware of Caesar's anger against Ptolemy for the murder of Pompey, decided to take advantage of the situation. She returned to Egypt in secret, hoping to establish an alliance with one of the most powerful men of the time. Outside of the legend, where she had herself smuggled into his quarters in a carpet, what exactly happened during that fateful meeting remains a mystery. However, Caesar seemed to see a better ruler for Egypt in Cleopatra than in her young and too easily influenced brother. Invoking Ptolemy XII's will, Caesar attempted to mediate peace between the siblings.
Well, that didn't work out now, did it? Caesar returns Cleopatra to the Egyptian throne, 18th century, Musée des Beaux-Arts, Lyon. Interesting.
Ptolemy XIII was enraged by the turn of events, and his advisors were none too happy to see Cleopatra return. Urged on by General Achillas and Pothinos, the young pharaoh plotted against Caesar and Cleopatra, resulting in the siege of Alexandria in 47 BCE. It was in March 47 BCE that Caesar defeated Ptolemy XIII's forces. The young pharaoh drowned in the Nile after having fled the battlefield. With her opponents dead or powerless, Cleopatra married her other much younger brother, Ptolemy XIV, and finally claimed the throne of Egypt for good. The end of the Alexandrian War also cemented the romantic and political alliance between Cleopatra and Caesar.
Did they say she married her brother?
Ο κόσμος ούτως πεποιημένος, ώστε μη δίσαν χάνεται.
Χάριν έχει αγαθόν έστικα τους πλησίους.
Έχει πίστην οφείλει. Είδα τι ποιό. Απολά είναι η μοίρα της πράξεως σου. Πάλι
ευχάριστο συνήθως σου. Ευλογείτε σε Θεή.
That's what I thought. Hi, Tejnalb, how are you? Welcome, welcome. How are you? Wow. Well, I didn't think... Wow, okay. That just kind of fucked with me. Wouldn't you be worried about, you know... Hey, Fast Hero. Wow, okay then. I'm not bad, Fast Hero. Enjoying this mode.
BCE, Cleopatra gave birth to a son, whom she called Caesarion. Caesar did not accept the boy as his heir, choosing instead his nephew Octavian. Nonetheless, on his return to Rome, Caesar invited the queen and her brother husband to stay in the city. Her presence still drew much disapproval from the Senate. Always a strategist, Caesar left 4 legions in Egypt, and a man he trusted to direct Egyptian affairs, giving him control of the wheat supplies essential to Rome. Cleopatra and her entourage remained in Rome until March 44 BCE, when Caesar was murdered.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I used to know that by heart. Rip Caesar.
Κράτης στη ψυχή, χάρη Θεή εωρακάντε. Ο καθέλος συνεχίζει την έρηδα προς γαλήνευσε. Χαίρομαι Θεό, ευμένη αγαθή ψυχή.
Wow. That's something. I mean, this is intriguing. One of the reasons that Tutankhamun's had the physical disabilities that he did. Oh, it's amazing. I love that they did it.
Caesar's most faithful ally, Mark Antony, often visited the Queen of Egypt during his stay in Rome. Unlike most, he recognized the legitimacy of Caesarion, the natural son of Caesar. Antony knew he would need the riches of Egypt in order to fight Octavian and claim the Roman Empire. Cleopatra, in return, saw a powerful ally. In the winter of 41 BCE, she arranged a sumptuous tour of Egypt by boat to show Antony the wealth of her country and the power she held as its ruler. A romantic and political relationship followed. The Roman Senate was once again most displeased. To calm spirits in Rome, Antony married Octavia, sister of Octavian.
Wow. Oh, really? I never watched that, mostly because I keep forgetting. I literally forget I have HBO, but it's like for such a limited time, I keep thinking it's expired. In a way, it does feel that way, doesn't it?
Despite his marriage to Octavia, Antony remained Cleopatra's lover, and she gave birth to their children.
How are you?
Cleopatra increased her kingdom's territory and started a political propaganda alongside her lover in Egypt and beyond.
So much.
She hoped to create a Ptolemaic federal empire with Alexandria at its center.
So I do have Amazon Prime.
Antony eventually repudiated his
Is it okay
Roman
to,
for the
if you want to
Egyptian
talk
queen,
about your role in this,
much
feel
to the
free.
dismay of the
I know
Roman
you're
elite.
super excited about it.
However, while Mark Antony focused on Egypt, Octavian carefully gained military and political ascendancy over him in Rome.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, we're loving this. I've been streaming this for like 2.5 hours, and there's so much to do. Like, I barely scratched the surface. Oh, thanks for the host, Faye Queen. So if you want to talk about what you did, feel free. Paraline Sky worked on this mode. It's okay. You're excited!
Octavian managed his own propaganda campaign and succeeded. The Roman people hated Mark Antony and Cleopatra. To avoid the censure still inherent in attacking a fellow Roman, Octavian simply declared war against Egypt. Rome's power still reigned supreme. The powerful Egyptian fleet, led by Cleopatra as well as Mark Antony's forces, were defeated in 31 BCE in Actium. Octavian arrived in Egypt in 30 BCE to formalize his victory.
I mean, because there's so much of this I don't know / don't remember from school. Because I was the worst history student ever. And on a whim, because one of my friends suggested it, I changed to Cleopatra to learn about Cleopatra. Because I'm that nerd.
The following events remain difficult to confirm due to the many versions and legends around them. It is believed that after hearing a rumor about Cleopatra's suicide, Mark Antony committed suicide himself. He was brought to the Queen as he slowly passed away. Knowing that Octavian would have her chained and paraded through Rome in defeat, Cleopatra planned her own suicide. She most likely killed herself with arsenic, though admittedly the version where she uses an asp to deliver a fatal bite may be considered more dramatic. What happened to the body of Cleopatra is still a mystery.
Wait, did she like just scratch her face? Even though she's supposed to be dead? Huh. As far as I can go. Details. Maybe she's still dying. She's not quite dead yet. Don't mind me, I'm just being weird and taking a photo. Dramatic posing. Ooh. I'm a big nerd. You all know this. Mostly dead. It was just a flesh wound. And do you want me to make you a mod temporarily so you can post links or anything if you would like? I'm only mostly dead. And how much of it have you seen? Alright, I'm gonna be done being Cleo for now. Oh, that's Desmond's father. Okay. I don't want to be him. I don't want to be Ptolemy either, punk. I don't want to be the kids, because that'll freak me out a bit. Her nose itched. That's what I was wearing. Alright, so... and is there anything you want to see in particular? Because we're just kind of picking stuff up as we go. We're going through Egypt, the pyramids, daily life. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come not to bury Caesar, but to praise him. Would it bother anyone if we looked at the crucifixion? It probably, I mean, it wouldn't bother me too much as a lapsed Catholic, but I don't want to. We did the Pats tour already. Do you want to see it? Because it's very short. That is under daily life, actually. We did it, but I'm sure we can re-watch it. But it's very short. We did beer and bread. Oil, wine, Egyptian household, pottery, artisan. Ooh, let's look at fashion. And then we'll look at crucifixion. And then I'm going to order food, and whenever the food gets here, I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to take a break and come back and do some creative streaming after I've called the airport, or the airline. Oh, no, I don't need Filipino food. I want Filipino food. Oh, and oh, we already saw pets, but I could do pets again after we look at crucifixion. And Pearlin Sky worked on this, but there's a limit to what she can say because, hey, PR. But now let's look at fashion. Egyptian fashion. Number of stations 10, region link Mareotis. Learn about ancient Egyptian fashion. Why are you...
Welcome to...
I want lumpia...
Ancient Egyptian fashions.
And pansits. Wow, Shubs, you have to meet my friend Michi, Geek Melange on Twitter. She introduced me to all the Filipino food, and there is a, what's the chicken place? What is the Filipino chicken place that I'm blanking the name on? Because there's a giant Filipino market here.
Learning what life was like for ancient Egyptians presents many differences, and yet also surprising similarities to how people might live today. Understanding the daily lives of regular citizens so many thousands of years ago is ultimately what connects us as human beings.
Yes, there's a Jollibee here. Aw, family life. Jollibee is dangerous is what Jollibee is, 'cause me and Jollibee... Because me and Jollibee, like, you let me go, it's all over. Oh, thanks for the host, Fake Queen. And there's a place called Filipina Kitchen that will deliver to me. It's like 2 miles from where I live, and I'm just like, I want the food. I want all of it.
Jewelry was a popular item among ancient Egyptians of all social standing. Both men and women wore earrings, rings, and bracelets. Status determined how much jewelry a person wore and what it was made of. Common folk wore pearl necklaces, simple bracelets, and leather bangles. Brightly colored earthenware and glass paste were a favorite enhancement.
Interesting. So pearl was for commoners? Right? See, you gotta come visit then, Shubs, because we have all of that here. They don't say Cucina, they just call it Filipino Kitchen, but there is one in Chicago. And Michi Geek Melange introduced me. I can't talk. But interesting that pearl was for commoners. Oh, and there's all the blue pigment stuff. Like when you go to museums. And do you know what the circles are for? Like when you go, like these circles that show up? Or is that kind of a marker? The blue hippos! Hold on. So I have one of those blue hippos from the Met. Okay, why Bayek gotta look so salty? Like, he literally is looking at it like, whatever. Right? Lapis, I don't know if it's Lapis Lazuli. But that blue hippo, there's a really, really famous one that's in the Met. Okay, but that look on Bayek's face, though. I don't even know how I managed that. Okay, that's gotta be like one of my favorite mother pearl beads. Okay, that's like gonna become an icon. Because look at the look on his face. And also the chest hair, though. I don't even know how I got that expression, but I'll take it. It's probably mid-blink. But that's beautiful. He looks so disdainful. Side-eye Bayek. Side-eye Bayek is going to get shared, and I'm going to tag Adzi.
Silver, and other precious stones. Because gold never lost its shine, it was considered akin to the flesh of the gods.
Right? I'm going to share that.
Wide-jeweled collars were a favorite.
With Abzi.
Made with rows of beads formed into patterns of animals or flowers. The soft chiming sounds they made
reminds me of Brian, Urban Bohemian. Yeah, the voice actor for Bayek was very, very nice, and I tweeted about the game, and he followed me back on Twitter. He's very nice. Ooh, Flesh of the Gods. Interesting. Broad collar of Nifer amulet, Sneefer. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Museum. So anyone who's in New York, you can see it at the Met, which means I've probably seen this and not remembered. A lot of the stuff we're looking at now, I've seen at the Met. Okay. I wish Nora was home. N.K. Jemisin.
Though idealized,
I talked her into playing
this game. Are a catalog of the changing fashions of ancient Egypt, from the Old to the New Kingdom. Egyptians took appearance and cleanliness very seriously, and were diligent about their fashion,
I will show you,
and jewelry, as well as their grooming habits.
I will show you in 1 second, Brian. So this requires me going out of the game for a second. I got a friend request. Who the fuck are you? You'll see in a minute. Okay, I've got 1.5 gigs of photos from Assassin's Creed Origins. That, Brian, that reminds me of you. That is you. It wasn't on purpose. I don't know how I did this. But that is going to be what I'm going to share this when I'm done streaming and tag the BA. Yeah, so I wasn't even trying to. And you left the room. I did decide to change to Cleopatra to learn about Cleopatra. And Anne, I can't wait to see you. I probably won't bring my Draculithograph though until
was almost
BlizzCon,
entirely made from
various
grades of
flying.
linen.
I don't want to take the chance on losing
Linen
it. Or
was commonly white, draped over the body,
if they lose
and
it, I will
cinched at the
freak
waist, though some garments were sewn or tailored. Wealthy men wore long tunics, loincloths, or kilts.
I'm on fashion
while poor men
in ancient
only
Egypt,
wore
by the way.
loincloths.
That's what I'm doing now.
Women wore long dresses, with differences residing in the quality of the fabric, depending on social status. Egyptians commonly went barefoot, but could also wear sandals made from papyrus fiber or leather.
I'm loving it so much. Oh, wait, I thought you lived there, Anna. Oh no. Please don't hurt yourself, Anne. Alright, bye, Belle. Can I get another shout out for Southern Belgians, please? He's awesome. Yeah, because you're still doing PT and stuff, right?
Cosmetics, including concoctions to prevent body odor and bad breath, were an integral part of everyday life for Egyptians. Used by both men and women, cosmetics were used as moisturizing ointments and sun protection as much as for beautification. Red ochre, a natural clay, was the most readily available cosmetic to tint lips and cheeks. Henna was used on nails and lips, and as hair coloring. It was also favored by richer women to decorate their palms and the soles of their feet.
That seems like it would wear off really quickly, though. If you're using henna on your feet. Because if you're wearing shoes, wouldn't it sweat off? If you're not wearing shoes, you'd walk it off, wouldn't you? Goats!
Egyptians believed kohl had magical powers, wearing it as black eyeliner to protect their eyes from the sun and to prevent eye infections from particles in the flooded Nile River. A special green kohl, made from ground malachite, was worn for ceremonies and religious rituals.
Interesting, so... And this is me being random and tying stuff back to Dragon Age because I'm that nerd. Because my co-writer on an epically long thread, epically long fic I'm co-writing, brought up Dorian wearing kohl as a measure to protect his eyes from the sun because of Tevinter, which I'd never considered. Pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. But I would have never thought of that, but Tevinter is basically based on the Roman Empire, as far as I remember.
Women and teenage girls wore their hair long and often braided. Wealthier women included carved combs or hairpins. The length of men's hair rarely dropped past the shoulders. They were mostly clean-shaven during the dynastic period, a trend began by the elite and soon adopted by the general populace. Queen Hatshepsut donned an artificial beard when she became pharaoh.
Interesting. So I wonder where braiding and locks would have come from, or if that wasn't something the Egyptians did and they had thick but fine hair. Because I know Nora was making a comment about Bayek's hair when he has like the long messy ponytail.
Wigs were very popular, used for special occasions or to conceal gray hair or baldness. They were fastened in place with beeswax. The most expensive wigs were made from human hair and reserved for royalty. Other wigs were composed of linen, wool, or animal hair.
Huh. So those weird helmet heads, actually, that was an actual wig. Curled wig, 18th dynasty, from the Louvre. Huh. Like he was a Cartier. I think you would hurt someone if you threw an Egyptian wig.
Prepubescent children generally had their heads shaved. Young girls kept some strands intact, while young boys had a braid worn on the side.
Interesting. Alright, well that is the end of fashion. So I want to check out Crucifixion, mostly just because I'm curious and it's short. If it bothers anyone, please let me know and I will stop it. And I'm worried I will not get anything else done. Like, I will still be doing this like late tonight when I have other stuff to do. Because I haven't packed to leave tomorrow, and I've got to call American Airlines, and I still got to eat, and it's like about to be 5:30. So, I'm gonna order food. See, because Anne, you don't understand. You can leave me in a museum, and I will. You can just leave me in a museum. So next time I'm out that way, you can leave me in a museum and come back for me at dinner time, and I'll be okay. And there is crucifixion in the actual game if that does bother anyone. It is toward the end of the game, though. Oh, and this is just gorgeous. Wait, where did I went the wrong way. Whoops. Did I not start the tour? Oh, I hit the wrong thing. You have to pry you out. But if this does bother you, please let me know and I can stop it. I don't want anyone to be uncomfortable. Because it's one thing when you're playing, you can just skip over stuff you don't like, but if me watching this, if watching the part with crucifixion is bothering you, please speak up in chat. Because I don't want anyone to be super uncomfortable.
In terms of the severity of Roman justice, crucifixion was at the top of the list of corporal punishment, followed by death by fire and decapitation. The upper class considered crucifixion unworthy of their position. Those lucky enough to have Roman citizenship were also exempt from such treatment.
Huh. One quick thing. One second. Sorry, I'm making a face because of an email I just got. Well, still, I don't want people to be uncomfortable because you never know if this will bother you.
Easily accessible, crucifixions were popular entertainment among the citizenry. Unlike throwing victims to wild animals, which required an arena, crucifixions did not require any particular setting. Because in the game there is a short crucifixion scene. Hey, don't watch it. Huh. This is rather short, so... Those subjected to crucifixion were almost always slaves, traders, and lower-class citizens. Roman deserters were crucified because the betrayal of the soldiers was perceived as endangering the lives of Roman citizens.
The Martyrdom of St. Andrew. Interesting. I just want to go see what that is, and I'll probably call the stream, because I've been on since 1 o'clock my time.
In 71 BCE, a major slave uprising in Italia was repressed by the Roman army. This resulted in the crucifixion of 6,000 men, including their leader, a slave and former gladiator known as Spartacus.
Huh. Intriguing. Tour completed for crucifixion. I just want to go see what those ruins are because I'm a nerd. I don't know if there's a tour there. I just want to see what they are. And I also just want to do photo mode because I'm a big nerd. Okay, I'm not...
Three things are necessary when exploring Egypt: water, a good camera, and an omnipresent voice coming from nowhere.
An omnipresent voice coming from nowhere. Okay. I see what you did there. But I can't run. I have no weapon. I'm just like, I just want to see what this is, so... And this is so dangerous, because I would try to do this in The Witcher, and... I would die a lot in The Witcher. I wish they would take a page out of Ubi's book for that, but then again... Oh my god, that's hilarious. What's LD? Line director? Oh my god, this horse. I'm actually slow. I'm faster on foot. Oh my god. Can horses not run? Oh, level designers. Can horses not run in this mode? Hey Tom, how are you? Can I get a shout out for Tom, please? Oops. Vayek, could you keep momentum? Please, sir. You've climbed all over Egypt. Could you just keep going? How was your day? How is everything going? And do you have info on your panel yet for PAX, by the way? Because I still have not gotten anything about my other 4 panels I submitted. Whee! I'm like, you've climbed everywhere. Why is this so hard? I mean, I submitted 6 panels. I don't expect all 6 to be approved. I got very lucky for PAX Dev and PAX West last year.
My kingdom for a glass of water.
Okay. Wow. This is just amazing. Hey, Anna. Oh, you're so welcome. And I am sharing with you and Carrie again, right? So just so I'm not like, I don't have a room. I didn't submit any panels. Because that's some whole drama I've not told you about. Oh, I did. Oh, sorry. I should have said Arc for the Apocalypse. I'm sorry, Brian. Because I know Tom's actual name. So, yeah, and there's been things about WizCon. Okay, I know there was a room booked, just not on Governor's Club, but I want to make sure I was counted in that room, because if not, I haven't booked a room either. Alright, so I've explored that. I mean, that's fine, because if you're not a big drinker, and you don't take advantage of the breakfast and stuff, it's kind of not worth it to be on Governor's Club, and honestly, I should be more concerned with money anyway. Because even with 3 people, Governor's Club is still not cheap. Is there no fall damage for this mode? Alright. One more, and then I'm gonna call it, because I am very hungry. Let's see. Egypt. Major regions, Bringer of Life, the Nile, the deserts, the Qattara Depression, Memphis, rediscovering Egypt. There's fauna and flora of ancient Egypt. Jean-Francois, sorry. I can't even fuck with that right now. Why do you think I care? Sorry, someone sent me something as a Facebook message, and I'm like, I am not dealing with this right now. Ooh, let's go to the baths. You can do that. Yeah, it's one of those things where I looked at it and I was like, I can't help you. Why are you messaging me? Okay, because I just looked at it and I was like, I can't help you. Okay, yay, good. But I'm gonna leave you all for a hot second while I get a quick bio break. Here, enjoy staring at Bayek. He's a handsome, handsome man. I will BRB because I do need a quick bio break and some water because I've talked all this time. There's no good music to play. I will BRB.
It's not the heat that gets you. Well, it might, if the miles and miles of endless barren desert without water don't first.
Οφθαλμού σου κατέχεις ή τι του οίκου σου?
Χαίρε, τι πράττεις?
Ω, χαίρε.
Try using your eagle when you want a top-down view.
Τούτον ελάβνην ούκεστην. Παύλον ον γάν.
It's not the heat that gets you. Well, it might, if the miles and miles of endless, barren desert without water don't first.
Ο διαμελίας, ούγαρε λαύνη γεγνώσκες, την άμαξαν δει, του αποφέρει. Χαίρε.
Ου καλώς έχω.
Welcome to the Agora and Thermal Baths.
Yes, I was muted because I muted the mic when I stepped away to get a bio break because I'm smart. Bathhouse Bayek. We did not get Sal Bayek. Since I muted myself and I'm smart.
Cyrene's Agora was the public marketplace and political hub of the city. Its central courtyard was open to the sky, while market stalls and shops ran along the sides, some neatly tucked away under long-roofed colonnades. As in other Greek cities, the Agora included a central hearth, known as a Prytaneum. This place served as Cyrene's official embassy, where guests were welcomed to the city.
It's Cyrene. I always thought it was Cyrene or Serene. Be nice, Brian. So what I was saying before I realized I was muted, thank you, Trump, is I was asking Anne if Eric ever talks about his model stuff outside of Facebook. I've been saying it wrong forever.
An unnamed statue representing naval victories was the centerpiece of the Agora. The statue's female figure likely represents Nike, the goddess of victory. It was likely very similar to the victory of Samothrace, which currently resides in the Louvre Museum and served as a reference for the team.
Huh, interesting. I've been saying it's Cyrene as well, all this time. So now we know. I feel weird running through here. And it's going to take me forever to get through this.
The Cyrene Agora also displayed many temples and monuments celebrating its founding king, Batos, and the city gods. There were 2 altars associated with the Temple of Apollo, and a marble statue base dedicated to the goddess Libya.
Huh. An on-location shot. Aww. I love it. I love it so much. This is dangerous because I'm the nerd that can be left in the museum all freaking day and I will forget to have food. And I'll look up and be like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. They're kicking me out. The museum is closing. And I forgot to eat.
The civic buildings included a law court complete with an archive library that would have housed legal documents and other papers essential to the city's governance. Traces of fire damage to the building's remains indicate that it was possibly destroyed during the rebellion of the Jewish community in 115 CE.
I wouldn't. I would never.
Ακούεις γάρμη, σήμαντε δούνε, απήντησον.
Damn, Trom, you gonna tell on me? My decision right now is whether I order food or I cook, because I also need to wash dishes. I need to pack. Wow, Trom. Wow, wow, wow. Hey, Kim. How are you? Welcome. I forget, do you have this, Kim? Dang it. Dagnabbit, Trom. Fine, I'll order food. I'll order food, and when it arrives, I'll stop playing. Whee! Sorry, I almost landed on your head, lady. Dagnabbit. All of you caring people.
Public baths were common in Roman and Greek cities, and Cyrene held true to this tradition. 2 thermal baths from different eras were discovered among the ruins.
So if you do want to get it, you can get it through my humble partner link.
Is presumed to be attributed to
or
the owner.
Right now through this
it dates the building to
stream.
the Hellenistic period.
I have no shame, because that money drop is going to be legit next time because of all the sub gifts. This payout was really nice. Not for next month, because almost all of those sub gifts fail to turn over to regular subscribers. So that drop was real. Anything fun for training at least? Oh, don't run me down. What's the training? Can you talk about it?
Mosaics were originally created for practical reasons, the need to waterproof floors. Imported by Greeks in Egypt and Cyrenaica, the designs represented either scenes from daily life, marine fauna, or mythological figures. In addition to traditional Greek motifs, they also integrated concepts specific to Egyptian culture, such as the Nelumbo. The best examples of mosaics recovered to date, however, come from Alexandria.
Furious Spoon is an option. I can also order Popeyes from DoorDash. Oh, really, Anna? Got you. See, this is dangerous because, again, I'm that nerd that will get left in the museum all day. Actually, I should see how much money I have left because I still have,
The Cyrene baths were fitted into an underground tomb dated somewhere between the 8th and 6th century BCE. Bath seats were carved directly in the rock, allowing for more comfortable ablutions. As with many of the public buildings, the thermal baths were elaborately decorated. Statues such as Aphrodite and Eros the Archer were discovered within.
Coyote shared that in the Discord. Good luck voting. I will cross fingers. Oh, I don't know if Anne's still in the chat, or if you can talk about it, but some of the statues we saw had clamshells over the nipples, and we were really confused. Aw, Trom. Thank you. I don't know if Anna saw it though before she left.
A pool of cold water was the first room visitors entered. It was followed by the tepidarium, or tepid water area, and then the hot water room called the caldarium. Water for the thermal baths was sourced from a natural spring. Burning stones were deposited into the water to create steam as required. The
Okay,
flowing water
no
of the
worries.
spring ended
I
in
didn't
a
know if you
cistern
knew that.
and fountain referred to as the Aqua Augusta.
I know. No, I don't want to go on a podcast and talk about Black Panther. I've already talked about it for 4 hours on my own stream. No. Sorry. What the? Why did Bayek just lay down? Excuse you, sir. I'm sorry, are we laying down on the job? Ah. I guess? I beg your pardon, sir. Wow, that's a filter. Excuse me, sir. You just out here chilling. Let me contemplate this leaf right quick. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna contemplate this leaf. Interesting. Oh, too much of a close-up. Too much of a close-up. I should have never let her go. I should have never let her go. Sorry. My brain just was like, that's the most sad-looking vignette moment ever. So, Anne, this is what I do a lot when I play this game, unfortunately. I play with photo mode quite a bit. This is what I do. Isn't it? I tell Rebecca all the time. Hold on. Speaking of Rebecca, she just I am me. What? Hey, Amor! I'm doing professional leaf contemplating. How are you? Oh, wait. Can I hop in the bath, though? Oh, I just laid back down again. I have finished the main game. This is the new, discovery mode that I am... Yes, Anne is an egg grandpa. Photographer's Creed. Yes. Anne is an egg grandpa. Well, he's just here. Is he like just sipping? Oh my god. Yes, Anne is in Egg Grandpa. And the game that I streamed last week, Speed Dating for Ghosts, was done by another former BioWare dev. Right? He getting some drink. Trom! Thank you so much. Well, now you're a subscriber, and you get to use those cute emotes done by Rabbit-kun. Egg Grandpa is amazing. The saturation, though. Yes, and don't tell on me. My my sub badge is a Dragon Age Dragon. I can't get a good one. Yeah, but yes, Perilune Sky is Drax's main writer. And one of my favorite people on the planet. So if you all are not nice to Anne, I will yell at you. Thanks for the follow, one more.
Later Roman baths were built under Emperor Trajan, and then restored under Hadrian. After the earthquake of 365 CE, they were replaced by baths of Byzantine design, with stones from the old thermal baths used in the reconstruction. The team relied on documentation describing the baths built under Trajan in order to create the location available in the game.
No, it's fine, Trom. No, be excited. It's fine. So, and can I be terrible and talk about WizCon last year and how I was kind of an asshole? No, it is a totally free add-on that came out today. So if you have the game, it should be updated by now. I like how Bayek's just pulling it. Are you about to like just... Oh. He's like, excuse me, where's my drink? I'm not judging at all. I bought the Drac lithograph and... Wow, Kim. Wow, how dare you expose me? Nick for who? No, it should be fine. Egg Grandpa should be fine. Oh, you know what? It's GG. That's what it is. Let me fix that. Hold on, Ann. Hold that thought. Because I think...
Take your time. I'll wait. It's not like ancient Egypt is going anywhere.
Wow, judgy game, judgy. I mean, ancient Egypt is there. Oh, Murder Grandpa should go through. Let me add that, because I can add permitted terms, haha. It's the GG, I think, or it could be murder. Let me see if murder is on the prohibited word list. It is, so let me take it off. Yes, remove it. Because of the way people are, unfortunately, murder was on the banned words list for a while. Because people. But also let me take GG off, because that means any word with GG in it is not allowed. So someone tried to say egg or something with GG in the word. No, I am not Egyptian. Unfortunately, I'm American. And I say unfortunately because, well, look at the state of the U.S. Hello, Martin. I am not Egyptian. Okay, it should go through now. I added Murder Grandpa to the allowed words list and took murder off of the banned words list, so it should be okay. You are an Egyptian in the game. I personally am not Egyptian. Alright, so we have explored the baths. Okay, that's sitting there. But yes, Perilyn Sky was the main writer of Murder Grandpa. Bringer of Life. We checked out Siwa, I think. Ooh, hieroglyphs. Let's do hieroglyphs. That should be long enough for me to order some food. Hi, numbers. 2009 06 03. Welcome. Hey, Matrix, how are you? Can I get a shout out for Matrix, please? Alright, bye, Shubs. Thanks so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it.
My kingdom for a glass of water.
No, this is the discovery mode that was just released. Well, what would you like me to call you? 6-3-2009. I mean, your username is a bunch of numbers, so not sure what to say. Because normally a bunch of numbers is a bot, so... But we're going to learn about hieroglyphs, and let me know what you would like to be called other than just a bunch of numbers. Alright, bye, Kim. Have good training. Talk to you soon.
Welcome to Ancient Egyptian Hieroglyphs.
Wow. Okay, we will call you numbers.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is the discovery mode. Okay. You have to go to work in 3 hours? Yeah, there is no multiplayer, Martins. As far as I know, there's no plan for it.
Hieroglyphics were used as sacred writing, appearing on monuments, statues, and sacred papyrus texts. The earliest symbols that resemble hieroglyphs were on pottery dating back to 4000 BCE. This stylized form of signs and drawings was the only writing used from its ancient origins to the end of pharaonic history. Ancient Egyptians referred to hieroglyphs as the writing of the gods.
Who the fuck are you? Sorry. I'm being judgmental. Why the sad face, Martin? I mean, the game's been out for a while. I'm pretty sure if multiplayer was coming, it'd be out by now. Oh, so you have to get up for work in 3 hours. Oh my god, get some sleep. I was looking for the tweet about the discovery mode. So, I mean, and I know Anne's in the chat, and I have friends that work there and worked on the game, and I adore the game. And I'm a big nerd for open world games, because I'm a big Dragon Age fan, and that's how I got to know. And, sorry, I'm looking for the tweet that describes discovery. There it is, discovery mode. So, this tweet has a good video about it from Assassin's Creed. I think the year off and not putting out a game almost every year really helped.
Considered a difficult language, it was intended for pharaohs, nobility, and priests, and meant to be used in ceremonies, within tombs, and for government records. Since few Egyptians were able to read the ancient hieroglyphs, the mythological aura around the language was persistent, even in their own culture.
Yeah, I think the year off after AC4, I'm sorry, Syndicate, I had AC4 on the brain for some reason, really helped the series, and Syndicate is what brought me back to it. A friend of mine, not in the chat, but Carrie Young wrote Evie Fry, and if not for Evie, I would have given up on Assassin's Creed, because I liked 4, but it was not my favorite.
The structure of hieroglyphs offers insight into Egyptian culture, not just in what the translations say, but in the structure of the symbols themselves. They were found on tomb walls, on sarcophagi, on statues, and on pottery, and were meticulously recorded in countless ancient papyri.
Well, for some people, I mean, there's some people that, and my only problem whenever I stream an Assassin or Ubisoft game in general, I do get people who, for whatever reason, they feel a way about Ubisoft, and they decide that coming into someone's stream when they're playing an Ubisoft game is the place to do this.
In many temples, priests would perform rituals and daily offerings. These were accompanied by hieroglyphs used as spells. In tomb paintings, the hieroglyphs are represented with formulas to recite. These spoken words were meant to be spells which would allow the deceased to benefit from the offerings for all eternity. Spells and offerings were also written for the living, to enhance medicines and cure illnesses.
Now I'm making a face because I got weird follows lately, and I'm just like, But I am getting hungry, so let's get through a couple more of these, and then I'm gonna call it, because food. Because I'm gonna be good and not order food, because I'm gonna be eating out most of the weekend.
The most famous of ancient Egyptian documents is the Book of the Dead. Written in hieroglyphs and hieratic texts, it depicts important spells and rituals. These spells were intended to ensure a smooth transition from life to death and allow the deceased to safely navigate the perils of the afterlife.
I would try Syndicate more. I really enjoy it, and you can probably get it at a good price now. And also, because I'm shill and I like money, the tweet I just put in the chat is my Humble Partner link. There is a Ubisoft sale going on right now on Humble Bundle. So a lot of games are really cheap. And actually, do you have an Xbox, Amor?
Even after it was deciphered,
I've actually
the
got a
reading of
copy of it
hieroglyphs
for
remained
Xbox,
difficult
a
at
physical
times
copy
due
I
to the
could
many
give you.
directions in which they can be read. Depending on the orientation of the signs, hieroglyphs can be read left to right, right to left, horizontally or vertically, though never bottom to top.
Yeah, hieroglyphs are interesting. And again, if anyone's in New York has a chance to go to New York, the Met has a really, really good Egypt exhibit. They've actually got part of a I'm trying to remember what it's called. I think it was part of a pyramid they've actually got in the museum. Yeah, I'm traveling tomorrow through Saturday, but I could try to get it to you when I get back. I've got it for Xbox One.
A clue on which way to read is to first notice which direction the figurative signs are facing. If a pictogram is looking to the right, then the reader is meant to start from the right and read towards the figure. Column text on a papyrus begins from the right, then goes top to bottom for each column.
Trying to see who's on. Oh, really? Well, in DC, there's also the Black History Museum, which does have some Egyptian stuff too, right? Okay. How much is left in the... but I think I'm gonna call it here because I'm hungry and I'm getting distracted. And I'm enjoying this greatly. So, Anne, thank you so much for your work on this. I adore it. It's going to suck up my free time when I'm home. I'm really tempted to get this for my laptop, but I don't know if I can play it and not be online. But let's find someone to host after we do this last one. It's going to just keep being one more.
Text written on tomb walls resembles the structure of a page from a comic book. The text can be placed in front, behind, or above the character, and its symbols look in the same direction as the character. Another clue is that the name of a god or hieroglyphs meaning gods or kings are always written before the descriptive text.
Oh, pro tip, when you've been emailing with someone about an event and you literally are replying to an email that they wrote you, don't misspell their name. Yeah, and I gotta send out those. So I'm actually gonna take a little break. I'm gonna have dinner, and then later I'm gonna come back and work on this. Because I've not done any more work on this since I streamed last time. So I've gotta eat, clean off my desk, and then we're going to work on Parts of Bull. So I don't know if you've seen this, Anne, but I bought the bust because it was super cheap. And stripped it, and I'm going to repaint it. You're welcome. Yes. So I'm going to work on some of Bull, not a lot. We're not going to finish this tonight. But I do want to work on, like, the fiddly bits of his armor, because there's a lot of detail here. But I gotta eat, clean off my desk, and make room to paint. But I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna have foods, call American about my flight, and getting pre-check on my boarding pass. So it'll probably be a couple hours. Hi, Pico. Thank you for the follow. Unfortunately, you showed up right when I'm ending. So I'm gonna roll credits, and then I'll be back in a couple hours with some creative. So thanks, and thanks again, Anne. I really am glad you came to the stream because it makes me so happy for you to see something in person, quote unquote, that you worked on that we all enjoy. I'm really enjoying this. I'm very, very glad you worked on it. So let's roll credits. I will not be here tomorrow, Pico. I am not streaming again until I get back from some travel. You are so welcome. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. So let's roll credits while I find someone to host. Brown Girl Gamer Code. Excuse me. She's lovely. Let's please go raid her, give her some love. I need food, but I'll be back in a bit. Socks. So please, let's go raid Brown Girl Gamer Code, and I'll see you in a couple hours.
thank you for the raid. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, y'all. Thank you so much for the raid. Can I get a shout out for Cypher? Okay. So we're playing Rime. It's a really good game. I love it. So far, we're following our robot friend. I think I need to open this door. Yes, raid hype.